So what is protest lawyering? Protest lawyering is a few different steps. And the first step we're going to talk about is before the action. The first contact you're going to have, whether it's in person, whether it's over the telephone, whether you can use an app. And the real issue you have to look at here is when does attorney-client privilege attach to these communications? So as most of us know, there are a few elements of the attorney-client privilege. And in the most basic way, it has to be a communication made in confidence between a lawyer and a lawyer's client for the purpose of seeking and/or obtaining legal advice. As I said, a pretty straightforward set of elements, but as we all know, for being lawyers, nothing is straightforward, nothing is easy. Anything easy can be made complex in the world of law. So here we have a broken out set of elements for the attorney-client privilege coming from the Second Circuit in 1962 that's been used many times. And so as you can see from it, there's a few different elements you need to be concerned about, and one that comes into play when you're giving advice to protesters is whether or not the communication is given without the presence of strangers. Because if you're going to give advice to a group of people, that's a concern you should have. Who's a client, who's not a client? And that's sometimes why I believe it's important to try and have one person you can give direct legal advice, and then other people in a group setting you can give more know your rights sort of update, but not specific legal advice about what they can and cannot do in a specific moment, because you might be talking to people who are not your client, and therefore that attorney-client communication might be waived.